Hi, I'm Nefer from magicalmusings.com. Today in my how-to video, I'm going to show you my method of how I cleanse candles prior to magical use. I'll point out some items that may be visible on your screen here. I have 3 different kinds of candles here I'm going to work with today to show you. I have 2 pendulums in order to prove my point that items collect energy and need to be cleansed prior to magical use. And I have my notes. If you can see a couple of flowers here, my daughter gave me these yesterday. Aren't they gorgeous? She's 18, and these are the first flowers she's given me since she was 9, when she used to go in neighbors' yards and pick their flowers for me. So I cried. Then she cried. It was really nice. So anyway, that's my early Valentine's Day present. So I thought I'd show it off. My notes, this is so I don't forget anything, and that's because I have been practicing Wicca since 1980. And when you do something for so long, you take a lot of the methodology for granted, and you assume people know what you're talking about, and often they may not. And so I just have these notes here to be sure I cover all of the basics. All right, the thing about items and energy is this. When an item is being manufactured, there are various stages through which an item collects energy unto itself. It's during the manufacturing phase, during the warehouse storage phase, during the shipping phase, and when the candle is actually stored in a store prior to your purchase. And then the final phase during which it collects any energies is as it is sitting in your home prior to your own personal use. I don't know if anyone out there has ever seen the TV show The Haunted Collector with John Zappis, but he goes around to people's homes collecting items that they say are haunted or have really bad vibes to them. And it's a really interesting show. It used to be on Sci-Fi. I think it's on Destination America now, I believe. Unfortunately, that's a channel we no longer receive in our DirecTV package, so I can't watch it anymore. But it's a really interesting idea, because I was taught years and years ago by a woman who was a curandera, which is a Mexican white witch healer, and she also read cards. She's the one who told me about items collecting energies, and that it's really important to give them a good cleansing before you actually use them. So what I have here, I have 3 different candles. These are the types I commonly use in my practice, so these are my examples because I have these laying around my house. This is an Archangel St. Michael candle, and these are encased completely in glass. They are about 10 inches high. There's a picture of the saint on the front. There's a prayer to the saint on the back. The top prayer is usually in Spanish, and the bottom prayer is translated in English. These candles can be found basically in your local grocery store, in most places that have a Hispanic population, that is. If you live somewhere where there aren't a lot of Hispanic people or a lot of Catholics, you can order these online. Just Google them. Plenty of sites carry them. And they are used primarily for situations that require a lot of work, a lot of energy being directed to it. This candle, if left burning 24/7, will burn for 7 full days. Now that depends on how the energy runs. I've seen these candles burn down for some of my clients in as quick as 3 days, or they've lasted as long as 15 days. So again, it depends on how the energy runs, but the average burn time on this candle is 7 days. And this particular one is St. Michael. He's my personal friend in spirit, my champion. Been working with him since 1996. I channel him. So I use his candle for all sorts of purposes. The typical purpose you'd be using his candle for someone who isn't as close to him would be for protection, banishing unwanted energies from your life, and also for he's really good with children. If children are misbehaving, light a St. Michael candle, and he'll help them to behave better. The other type of candle I have is just a basic taper. This is still encased in its plastic from the manufacturer, just because I haven't prepped it for use yet. And when you cleanse candles, if they come wrapped like this, take the wrapping off prior to clearing the energy out of the candle. And this is a chakra candle. It's really, really nice. I have a few of these left. I do enchantments for clearing and empowering people's chakras. Just one of the many, many types of enchantments I perform through my site, magicalmusings.com. And these candles are really nice, and I wish I could remember where I ordered them from, because I would really like to get some more. Each color corresponds to each chakra, and each color of wax has a different kind of oil in it. So as the candle burns down, I smell different scents in my office, and it's an amazing candle. I love this candle. All right, and then here's a typical votive, glass encased. And I chose items specifically that were store-bought, because I make a lot of my own candles. I make soy votives, and I make power candles, not like this, but they're in a 20-ounce mason jar. They're also soy wax, and I put herbs and oils in there that match the intention of the candle. This particular candle comes from Crystal Journey Candles. This is a soy candle. They have really high-quality candles. So I do recommend their candles, especially the soy. So they burn quite nicely, and they smell wonderful. Every type I've used from them smells great. So that's this one. And I chose it because it's purple, and that's my favorite color. All right, so you have your candles here. I'm going to be using pendulums today. This is just to demonstrate my point that items do collect energies that are undesired in magical use. And a good way to determine that, first of all, just assume it, because it's true. And I'm going to show you with the pendulums what I mean. Now, I'll start with St. Michael, since I did him first. Now, this particular candle, this will be interesting, because this one's been sitting in my office for about a month prior to me using it. I am going to use it on behalf of a client today. I have not cleansed it. I haven't touched it in a month. It's been sitting on the back of a shelf. But since I do so much magical work there, and the shelf happens to be within my altar, it may have absorbed enough positive energy from the month long of work I've done to where the pendulum will tell us it's positively charged. And if so, it doesn't technically need a cleansing. But when that does happen, I cleanse them anyhow, just to be safe. I have two kinds of pendulums here. This first one, this is a hollow copper pipe. This was custom made for me by a man in Corpus Christi, Texas, and it's wrapped with copper wire. This one I use for clearing and cleansing the chakras of myself, my family, and my cat. So it's really good for, like, if you're starting to feel sick, use this. Oh, that reminds me, I have to use it on my husband. He's not feeling well. So that's exclusively what I use this one for. I just have it here as an example of a metal pendulum that you can also use for this if you want to. Check your items prior to use to be sure that you've cleansed them and the energy is actually cleared from them. This is crystal one. This one's amethyst, of course, purple, my favorite color. So I'll show you first with the copper, and all you do is, if you have not worked with a pendulum before, you have to ask it what its yes and no are. Pendulums will swing in different directions for yes and no. This depends on the shape and weight of the pendulum, the material it's made out of, and your own personal energy field, because it works with your aura. So I already know that this one goes clockwise circle for yes. So from my direction, this would be a yes. As you can see, I'm making it move. From your direction, yeah, it'll still be moving clockwise for you, won't it? I don't know. But it should be going clockwise for yes. And then this pendulum, it'll do one of two things for no. It'll either go counterclockwise for no, or it'll swing back and forth like this. Once in a while, it'll swing back and forth for yes. So we'll see what happens here. So all I'm going to do is touch the pendulum to the top of the glass of the candle and then ask my guides, please show me what type of energy is stored within this candle. And it's starting to jiggle a little bit, and it's deciding. It's basically calibrating itself with the energy of the candle. And it's giving me a kind of a small no. All right, and the arc here tells me, okay, now it's getting to be a little bit more pronounced. This is telling me this candle has not been charged, and also it's got some energies attached to it that I probably don't want to use when I'm using it on behalf of my client later today. So now I'm going to cleanse it, and then we'll use the pendulum again. And here's the amethyst one. The amethyst one swings in circles. So I'm asking again what type of energy is within this candle. And there it goes with a tiny counterclockwise. Oh, there it's getting a little bigger now. Circle. So again, thank you. This candle is in need of cleansing, sorry. So all you do is you grab the candle from the middle. This goes for any type of candle. I'll show you on the other two in a minute. And you just rub it out to both ends. As you do that, your focus and intention are important. Keep your thoughts focused on your candle. Your intention should be clearing any undesired or negative energies that may have attached to this item during the manufacturing, shipping, storage process prior to it landing in your home. So out to either end, you may want to visualize the unwanted energy leaving in the form of gray smoke or something. You know, that's up to you. You don't need to do that. Just doing this is going to be enough. And don't forget the wick. You grab the wick from its base, so where it connects to the wax, and just pull outward. Now, as you do that, it's important to imagine that you're pulling the energy out from the wick all the way from the base on up and out. Just imagine that leaving it. And then what I do is I go to the surface of the candle and I start at what would be the 12 o'clock position as the candle would face me on my altar. So St. Michael's picture would be facing me when I burn this candle. So, okay, that's 6 o'clock. 12 o'clock is here in the back. I start there with my index finger of my power hand. I'm left-handed, so the left hand is my power hand. I would start at the 12 o'clock position and make a circle counterclockwise on the surface of the candle, which further cleanses it. And I'll do that like 3 times. And then I turn it over and I do the same for the base. So starting at the back again at what would be the 12 o'clock, and I just go 3 times counterclockwise. This candle now should be cleansed, and we should see a different swing with the pendulums. We should get a yes swing. So now I'm asking my angels and spirit guides to please show me the type of energy contained within this candle now. And there you go. It is a clockwise swing. It's not very wide because I haven't given the candle a charge yet. Once you charge a candle, the swing will get even wider and more pronounced. And I will show you that in a forthcoming video, how to charge a candle. That's what the copper. Now we go to the amethyst. And I ask again, please show me the type of energy connected with this candle now. And it's going clockwise immediately. So this candle's been cleansed. It's ready to be charged. All right. The taper, you follow the same exact method because it's a long, thin candle like the saint candle is. And so again, you grab it from the middle, rub out to either ends, and you can say a prayer if you want as you do this. It's not really necessary. And again, be sure to grab the wick and pull it out, and imagine all that energy coming up from the base of the candle through the wick and out through the tip of the wick. All right. Oh, I should have done the pendulum first. I'll do that with the next one. All right. And now we ask, I'll just ask with my copper one here, what type of energy is contained within this candle? And there it goes, swinging clockwise. All right. Now for the votive. Same thing for a votive. They're short and fat, so it's you know, what I do, I tend to grab it at the base like this and rub completely up from the base, and then I'll grab around the top and rub completely down from the top. You know, because it's kind of hard to grab it in the middle and then, you know, rub out to both ends. Your fingers get crowded on there. So, okay, let me see. I didn't do that with any intention. Let's see what happens here. I may have just cleansed it. Who knows? We'll find out. Please show me the type of energy contained in this candle. And we're kind of going at a diagonal. That's not a desirable pendulum swing in my book. So again, I know this candle's got something on it that I don't want there. So I will go ahead and cleanse it. So again, just like I showed you, I grab it from the base first and I rub up with the intention of clearing out any undesired energies that may have attached to this candle during the shipping process. Because the people who make crystal journey candles are magically inclined people. So they do take care in making their candles. So normally, if anything was attached to this candle, it wouldn't be from them, it would be from the shipping. And then again, grab the wick and imagine again that the energy is coming up from the base within the candle and out through the wick. And then you can go along the top if you want. Let's see, there's the front of the candle, here's the back. And counterclockwise 3 times, the base, 12 o'clock position, counterclockwise 3 times. And now we shall see. All right, please show me the type of energy contained within this candle. This is interesting. It's not going clockwise for me like it normally does. It's swinging back and forth, a nice strong swing. That's probably to do with the energy the manufacturer has put into this candle. Because normally this pendulum doesn't swing like this. So, and that's a yes swing, and a very strong one. So it's got a lot of good energy in it already. I just cleared out whatever collected there in, you know, the shipping process. So that is how you cleanse a candle. And I do recommend that you do this with all your candles all the time, even if you're burning them just for scent, like Yankee candles, for example. You know, just because as they burn, they send out energy, whether you have put intention into them or not. So, and it just takes, you saw how quickly I did it, and the differences that the pendulum showed you before and after. Real easy, real simple. You don't have to be a witch to do this. You don't have to be Wiccan or anything. You know, you just, with your intention, just clear it out, and then it's good to go. Now, in my next video, I will show you how to charge a candle with magical intention. And I thank you for tuning in today. One last word, I have a brand new Oracle deck out. It is self-published, and it is called Guidance and Inspiration from the Angelic Realm. It's been all channeled, and it's different from my previous decks, the Egyptian Lenormand and the Turtle Lenormand, in that the cards do not have images on there, they have text. And all of these sayings were channeled, and I am working on the guide that will go with this. It'll be a PDF that I'll be sending out to everyone who's ordered. But it's a very intuitive deck anyhow. I've had people reporting to me already who have the deck that they don't really need a guide. So, but I'm doing it anyway. And what I did is I used watercolor for the backgrounds, and then I used a Sakura pen for the lettering, and I created this font myself and use it throughout the deck. So this is available at the link below in the comments, and it has its own blog, and there you can read about the creation process and exactly who I channeled this deck from. And it is self-published. It has a limited print run, and it is currently very close to being 30% sold out. And it comes with a satin pouch, and these little gold dots that are all over it are raised. This is a really, really nice pouch, and I was so thrilled when I placed my order for it, because online it looked like it was patterned material. I had no idea that these little circles were raised. So it's really cool. It's a really cool texture, and I wanted to go with the silver because of the angels and the spirit guide that are involved in this deck, and I thought the gold was a really, really nice touch. So that is that. It retails for $45 plus shipping, and the cardstock is really high quality. I went with a new printer, and it's German core cardstock. For those of you who are deck creators, you'll know that's a higher quality cardstock. And they shuffle really nicely, even though they are a bit large. So that is all for today. I ask you to visit my site, magical-musings.com. Magical is spelled with a CK. If you'd like to check out my services, I perform spells for clients around the world. I do visionary artwork by commission, soul portraits, manifestation mandalas, and hopefully coming up soon I'll have a page on my spirit guide portraits. I'm already creating those. And I also do tarot and Lenormand readings. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time when I show you how to charge and empower a candle with your magical intentions. Have a great day.